local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in San Diego County today, joined by a supervisor from this beautiful county. His name is Bill Horn. He is a proud veteran, and you have been supporting vets for your entire career. Recently, there was a veterans conference in North County in Escondido. I want to speak with you about that conference. It started with a birthday celebration. Whose birthday?
Oh, Marine Corps' birthday,
Yes.
241 years. We had a ceremony at the end of the conference with a bunch of Marines, and they all looked great in their blues and what have you. But we had the conference, we got about 300 vets that came. This is our second one. We had one last year. This was more attendance this time, and it was all morning long. It started at 9 and we finished at noon. And then we had the I said wedding cake,
right?
The birthday cake for the Marine Corps, and then we had we gave each Vietnam vet they got a nice big certificate. I should have brought one in to show it to you.
Did you get one too? You're a Vietnam vet.
Yeah. They gave me one. I was Veteran of the Year last year, so
really,
I got enough. I don't have wall space anymore in my office for all this stuff. But anyway. That was we launched the VAP app, which is the Veterans app. And if you go to the your app store to get this, you have to type out veteran. It's to get it, but it's called the VAP, and it's really gives you all the veteran services available.
Is this for San Diego County specifically, or no?
Countrywide?
Wow.
Countrywide. But we at the county, we launched our part and we put our stuff in there, and we have a lot of services we made available. And we've gone through our departments. We had a recon forum last year with the county staff. All 48 departments went through and saw how we could streamline services to the veterans. We're still doing that. And so that we have all that on our computers, but we launched this new VAP, or Veterans app, and those are all listed now, and they're also listed. So if you get out of the service here in San Diego and get off your ship and you get discharged and you live in Iowa, you can go on your iPhone and go to the app and find out what's available for you.
I want to talk more about the conference. I know that you had a session about what's known as TBI, traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
And those injuries seem to be more frequent than they had been in the past. A lot of our men and women coming home from the Middle East are suffering from TBI.
That's because of the independent explosives on there. We didn't have that in Vietnam. We had bullet wounds and everything, shrapnel wounds. But
explain. So why is it now more
because they have the IEDs, the let's say they plant a bomb and they blow it up and they wipe out your vehicle. And so that kind of gives you the brain injury part of it. We had a great speaker from the Pentagon there. He was very dynamic, but he talked about this, how to identify it and what they were doing. So brain injury is a big deal now. Besides getting wounded, every other way you can get wounded, but that's a big deal.
And it's so tricky because you can't see it. If you have a bullet wound, you can see it. A brain injury is often...
Well, it's like the football helmet deal with the NFL. But if you have the concussion from explosion, you can have that.
You also had a speaker, I'm not sure if it's the same one of the only survivors in a certain area of the Pentagon from 9/11.
Yeah, he was in Schedule C, which is the 3 rings in from the outside.
Right.
He was in the Naval Operations room.
Literally.
With everybody. Yeah, they're all on watch there and what have you. Anyway, the plane came through and exploded into the Ring C. He was the only survivor. Everybody else was killed in that room. And he went, he had a tracheotomy and everything else, but he ingested a lot of jet fuel and flames and everything. But anyway, he was dynamic. I mean, talking about...
how's he doing?
He's doing fine.
Does he have TBI?
No.
Okay.
But he's been discharged because of disability. But no, he was great. He talked about that and what he went through, and what the medical services were available to him.
I also want to talk about an issue we've discussed in the past, and that deals with homeless vets.
Yes.
What we know is that the homeless veterans population, while decreasing, unlike the general population who is
Well, it only
homeless,
decreased by 3% last year. So
better than nothing. The
No,
other
that's
population's
true.
going up.
Yeah.
But part of the challenge that government faces with regard to the homeless veterans population is there are vouchers. The Veterans Administration gives out vouchers to vets.
Yeah, VASH housing.
Yeah, but the problem is that the vouchers don't necessarily cover the rent that is demanded by landlords in California. And so you see veterans' families on a wait list for 4 months, single vets on a wait list for 8 months. This is problematic, sir.
Well, the problem is in the amount of housing that is available. If you go to the outlying areas, the rents are lower.
Right.
So you can use the VASH housing vouchers there. But the problem is the vacancy. I mean, there's very little vacancy all in the whole region, San Diego County. But we have gotten a lot better improvement. And when we first had the VASH vouchers, the VA wasn't doing the interviews as much. We went last year back and talked to the Department of Defense about adding more people here in San Diego so I could process more
Right.
people. I think last year we placed about 65 in actual housing. We have a big appeal out now to landlords.
Right.
And we can help with the deposit.
But part of the challenge these landlords face or feel is they're afraid of bureaucracy. And so how can you work with them in such a way?
Well, that's true. You get Section 8 housing and you have to live by their rules. So if you get somebody in there you don't want.
Right. Is VASH Section 8?
No.
They're separate.
No, that's separate.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you get, you talked about the fear.
Right.
I'm just telling you, you get somebody in there, you want to get rid of them, then you have to live by their rules.
Right.
And it's worse than, it's bad enough to get rid of a tenant as it now, it's about 60
Right.
days. But if you get the government involved, it's much harder.
Does VASH have the same bureaucratic hurdles or fears that Section 8 does?
No.
So
But the problem is the vacancies. What is vacant?
I understand.
And what kind of housing is available? That's a big issue. One other thing I wanted to talk to you
Please.
about. I've been a supervisor for 21 years.
Yes, you have.
This issue this is the Gregory Canyon
Yes, I'm glad you brought it
waste facility that was on the ballot about 24, 25 years ago. And it was passed, and so it was a voter approved, so the county couldn't do much about it. But I just learned, I got an email from the attorneys for the people that owned Gregory Canyon. A large portion of the part that was going to be used for trash has been sold to the Paula Indians. And so
That's huge news.
it's huge news for that area. That's been very contentious. I don't know how many times they've been in court over the issue. But anyway.
So this landfill is closing or substantially?
No, it didn't even get built.
I understand.
It's been blocked since
I
it was
understand.
voted.
So it
And
will not be built.
It will not be built because this whole thing has been sold to the Paula Indians, the reservation.
So what does that mean for waste?
Well, waste is we have other vehicles and, for our landfills. But the county, as you know, I sold the trash system in
Right.
We sold the trash system in 1997, got out of the business and paid off the bonds. So
There you have it. His name is Bill Horn. He'll be back, I'm sure. He is a supervisor in San Diego County where we are today. It's Brad Pomerance, Local Edition.